John Eats Cheap and Mrs. Cheap and I back from a cruise on Norwegian Cruise Lines. We sailed on the Sky out of Miami. Eastern Caribbean, we went to the British Virgin Islands, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Dominican Republic. Tortola, Puerto Plata, there you go. Anyway, the Norwegian Sky. Now, we had sailed on this several years ago, but it was a 4-day out of Miami. They kind of call it the booze cruise. It was just a quick one that we just wanted to take. Now it's a 7-day, and the Sky is a smaller ship. We have sailed the Epic and the Jade, and the Sky is much smaller. And so a lot less passengers, but also a lot less options. The rooms are smaller. We were on an ocean view room.
Well, here's a tour. We'll show a tour of the room.
Yeah. So here's our room tour. We have a just ocean view room. We tried for an upgrade to the balcony, and for the first time ever, we didn't get it. But oh well. All you do is, come here when you're tired and sleep and change clothes and take a shower anyway. So it is smaller than most cruise ships. The Sky rooms are a little bit smaller, but bed, you can get in on either side. This is, what, queen size bed or king even.
I think it's a king.
You put it all together. Not a lot of storage. Got a couple of closets here to hang clothes, and there's some drawers down there too. And the bathroom is pretty small. It's all right for, going to the bathroom. There's space for that. But let me tell you, this shower is small, very small. So showers are very quick. But otherwise, yeah, it's not too bad. Now, in the rooms on the Sky, there's only one electrical outlet. So if you need to plug in more than one thing, bring along a power strip.
Not a surge protector.
Not a surge protector. But one thing, this is the first ship we've been on that has USB plug-ins in the lights right by the bed on both sides. So you can charge items right here. First time we've seen that on a ship. They must have done that in the refurbishment a year or two ago. However, the shower had the best water pressure we've ever had anywhere. We only went halfway because there was so much water pressure on this thing. Food. The buffet is much smaller on the Sky compared to the bigger ships like the Jade and the Epic, and even the bigger ones, the new Prima or whatever. Those have several buffet stations. The Sky has 2 lines, and they both offer the exact same thing. It's much, much smaller. So if you're a buffet fan with lots of options, might not be the way to go, but there's enough food that you will be filled, that's for sure. The dining rooms are the same. There's 2 different ones. We ate at the Crossings, which is kind of considered maybe the little bit nicer one. It has the views right at the back of the ship, or the aft. We ate there the first night, but there was a bad smell in the elevator lobby area and in the dining room. It just kind of a septic smell, very damp, and a little bit of toilet-like. We did notice it still the next day, but the day after, the smell was taken care of, even though we didn't eat there again, but we would always go down there every day to check the menu. We ate at 2 specialty restaurants. We had 2 specialty packages, and we ate at Cagney's Steakhouse. Mrs. Cheap had the filet. I kind of had a grilled seafood thing. And we have eaten at La Bistro in the past. We've eaten at Cagney's now, and we just, I don't know, we don't understand the total love for these things. We don't have to eat there again by any means. Mrs. Cheap?
The food was hotter.
It was hotter than in the
main
dining rooms,
room.
yes. So it was fresher.
And the tip that the reservation guy gave us, because we didn't have a reservation.
We didn't have a reservation for Cagney's. They said we're all booked up the entire cruise, and he said, but you know what? It opens at 5:30. Get there at 5:15. And you may or should be able to get a table. We were dressed up when we showed up. Not totally, not suit and tie.
But we weren't in shorts.
No, we weren't in shorts. We were in pants and nice tops. And they got us in right away at about 5:20 or 5:25. So that is an option for you. One thing we did like was the Sushi Lounge. That was where we did the other one. It was a bar. I don't remember the name of the bar. Pinnacle, and the sushi bar is with it, and that is a great value. Each person on the dining package gets 4 sushi rolls, which we split 4 between us usually. And it was really good sushi, fresh made, And that was a good value, and it was nice to have good fresh sushi on the cruise as well. So that was very good. We did like that. Concerning the restaurants and drink, we had a lot of Mrs. Cheap guesses that
I have a theory.
She has a theory that the Sky is a test
training
or a training ground. Which one of our waiters one night said he had messed up a couple of times, brought us the wrong stuff, again, and said, "I'm so sorry. This is my first time as a waiter as this cruise." And we don't have a problem with that. They bring you the wrong stuff. They'll bring you the right stuff in a couple of minutes. Nothing to get upset about. But just saying, there were a lot of mistakes. Bringing the wrong food taking a long time to get there. But, you know, we had nowhere else to go, so it didn't bother us that much. Not that big a deal. NBD, as they say, no big deal. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I ordered the Italian meatballs, and they brought me a soup with little meatballs in it, and I took one bite and was like, that's not a very good meatball. They brought me matzo ball soup.
They did it to 3 tables.
Yeah, they did it to all the tables around us too. And when the waiter came back, I said, I think something's not right. He said, yeah, your real one is coming. So, but yeah, they you know, recognized it. We did have a couple of food knockoffs we're gonna try. Mrs. Cheap had it one night, the chicken Milanese, which is pretty much just a sauteed breaded chicken breast, and it's topped with arugula and kind of a vinaigrette type of thing. And it was so good that she ordered the same thing a few nights later. It was an option, and I ordered it too because it was so good. And we're gonna knock this one off and I think make it a little bit better. Also, Mrs. Cheap had Cuban chicken, which was great, but they had Cuban beans with it,
so good.
And they were so good. I took one bite and said, oh, I have to figure out how to make these. So we put out a plea for anybody from Cuba who had a grandma that knew how to make these beans. Yeah, hopefully we're going to be recreating those. Ports, the ports are kind of all the same. You know, they all have a Diamond International. They all have blah, 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 blah. We walked around the Dominican Republic. We did find a restaurant where we got some mofongo. We're in the Dominican Republic. We're gonna try mofongo. Let's give it a shot.
So the mofongo, that's all the ingredients. Dip it in a little broth. Oops. I hope I can find it in there. There we go. That is tasty. That's deep fried like pork or chicharrones. Still got the skin on it. Very tasty. I see why Big Papi liked his mofongo. At least that's what they said on Saturday Night Live.
Smallest order of guacamole we have ever seen. It was about 3
a condiment
tablespoons of guacamole with chips. But anyway, the mofongo, I don't know if we'll recreate it, but it was better than I thought it would be, or it was good. But not enough to recreate because you have to have green bananas and...
It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. We also did St. Thomas and Tortola, and those were both... You need to go downtown, apparently. We don't usually do that. We didn't do it here. We just walked around the immediate port area. Not much there. So we just went back on the boat.
But that's our bad. We didn't do any excursions
yeah, we
or
didn't
anything.
do any excursions or anything. The excursions may be great at those ports. Oh, entertainment. Now, that's something that is a con of the Sky. The big ships usually have entertainment shows at 7 and 9 or 9:30. They do 2 shows a night in the big lounge. And some of them have a Broadway show, they have a comedian, music shows, all good stuff, but they do 2 shows a night. So we could go at 7 o'clock and still go to bed at 9. The Sky just does the shows in the theater at 9 p.m. and that's just too late for us. They only do 1 show in the theater, and that's one we don't like. We did like the Bliss Lounge and the Sugar Cane Lounge. They kind of have live bands. The atrium is much smaller than most ships you're used to, but good entertainment, piano and guitar, and they take requests. The entertainment was good. We loved the bands, although
The bands are mostly age 30 and younger, and when they're doing covers of 70s songs, sometimes they don't really know the lyrics or they change the lyrics. Room maintenance. Now, we got into our room and we noticed right away the bathroom door was really squeaky when you opened it. So Mrs. Cheap put in a maintenance request, and within a couple hours, the squeak was gone. They came and, WD-40'd it or whatever. I don't know if it's a room steward or maintenance, but they took care of it immediately, and then came back to the room and said, has it been taken care of? So kudos to them for that. That was perfect. The pros, it is a really easy ship to navigate. The sky is very small compared to the other ones. You can walk from one end to the other in a couple of minutes.
Definitely good for people with mobility issues.
Oh yeah, very good for that. And elevators, we didn't wait very long. I don't know how full our ship was. Nothing really seemed crowded or packed. Bar service was all pretty good. I mean, it didn't take long to get a drink.
And every crew member we saw smiled at us and said hello.
Smiled and said hello. And I mean, I know it's your usual, anytime you see a guest, say hello, but think how many times they do that every day, every week for weeks on end. But they all greeted you happily, and we couldn't have been happier about that. We loved it. It was great. Like I said, a lot less options, but it didn't really bother us that much. We liked the sky. Will we do it again? Oh, I don't know. There are so many ships available. We don't know, Mrs. Cheap.
The pros definitely outweigh the cons. I mean, we had a great time, and
yeah.
I mean, and even the cons were pretty minor.
Very minor.
Yeah.
We were very happy with it. So kudos to NCL and the sky. We loved it. Leave comments below if you have any questions or comments about it, and let us know. And thanks for watching. I think that's everything on my list, Mrs. Cheap.
It's our favorite day of the cruise, the Great Stirrup Key for the NCL. The private island, we got a nice spot under a palm tree, just waiting at the beach, right next to the Bacardi bar. 10 in the morning, we're on the beach. All day. We're gonna enjoy.
And don't skip the movie sketch show. If you're on the sky, go to the movie sketch show.
Yeah, they had some great stuff like that. They usually do the newlywed game and married, just married. But the movie sketch show was the funniest thing. That was the only thing that really made me laugh out loud. And the crew that does that show, you can tell they have a blast doing it. That's their favorite night of the week to perform that. So the movie sketch show was in the Bliss Lounge. Do that. Thanks for watching Johnny's Cheap. I hope we helped. Let us know in the comments. And follow us on TikTok as well. Thanks for watching.